What's going on, everybody? Chase with iDub Hockey, hanging out with Tanner, who's the Associate Brand Manager of Sticks for Bauer Hockey, hanging out at the rink here in Exeter with your full line of new Nexus Sync sticks. So before we start talking tech and spec throughout the entire line, let's talk about overall flex profile style player that you built Nexus for.
Yeah, so this is our Nexus stick. It's a true mid-kick profile. So this stick is really designed for the player to feel connected to the stick. So the way we designed this, so Nexus Sync, we want to sync the stick to the player. Right, this is a tool we want them to feel connected to it at all times. So really this is designed to be able to give confidence in all situations.
So speaking of connection, we have this new exciting Connect technology. So walk me through the origins and what that does for the player out here.
Yeah, so Connect Tech, what it is, it's a rubberized scrim layer that's not only just in the blade, but goes through the entire stick. So what that's going to do is going to reduce vibrations for the player, and it's going to give more feel. So we know that feel is the number one thing that consumers and players look for. So think of accepting passes, taking shots. It's going to reduce vibrations, again, to make the puck feel like it's on the blade longer, so you have more control and more confidence.
Definitely, and like you said, feel is such a individual feeling,
Absolutely.
You know, and so even though I might be more of a vapor style shooter and really enjoying that stiff kind of blade feel and lively, this out here shooting with it today, that connection and just how easy it was to load, especially with these shaft dimensions that we'll talk about in a little bit too, is just very, very exciting to see, and maybe might convince me to move over to the Nexus line instead of Vapor. Another big change that we see this year is the ACL 2.0. We've talked about ACL in the past, so what's different this year compared to the previous generation?
With Nexus Sync, the stick is going to weigh 365 grams at 60 inches. So what ACL 2.0 does for us, it helps us reduce weight, but not lose durability. Right. So in the past, we introduced ACL in our ADV lines, which is a new technology for us. Advanced carbon layering, we can use less material, but again, without sacrificing durability.
So let's also talk about another unique feature to this Nexus line that really kind of gave it a new breath of life in the shaft dimensions. Something you notice the first time you pick up this new Nexus stick. So walk me through what that does and where did the inspiration come from?
Yeah, so when you look down the stick, you see a little ridge on the backside. So that's our ER spine. So what that does, our R&D team went to the lab, right? Looked at trying to find ways that we can reduce weight, and we found the geometry can help us do that. So adding the fifth bridge on the back, so we have 5 sides. What it does is it reduces weight by pushing out the geometry. Again, increase durability, lose weight's the name of the game. But the side effect is, and it's a good side effect, is it's a nice fit in your hand. So instantly you grab onto your stick, again, you want to feel connected to this stick. So we kept it for this year. And again, the results are awesome.
Yeah, it just feels so natural the first time you pick it up. And then by your second shot, you forgot that it's already there because it's so comfy. Now, another big change that we'll find throughout the line is the shaft length here. So talk to me about the reasoning behind that, and then as far as how does that affect the flex and overall playability?
Yeah, so one of the number one consumer insights that we saw, again, besides feel, was stick length. We know that players are looking to be able to have a high elbow, so we work with Brandon Naurato a lot, shooting expert, one of the best in the world. One of the insights from him as well is that players, when they shoot, if you see like Jack Eichel, guys that are taking shots, have a super high elbow, and players are looking for a taller stick. So I'm 6 foot, probably 5 on the ice. It's a 62-inch stick. It's right in that wheelhouse for me. Players are bigger, players are stronger. They want a taller stick. But what adding a taller stick to our line does is it increases performance. Right. So without adding an extra 4-inch plug, cutting it down where you want, we brought that to the line this year. So now players can have a true 62-inch stick without losing any performance.
So for someone that's not 6'4" on the ice, but has always used a standard 60-inch stick length, how does that affect maybe my purchasing decisions? Do I need to go up a flex, or can you walk me through what you did for players like myself?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, as we know today, 87 flex is measured at 60 inches. So if this stick is a 62-inch stick, this is going to play like a 79. Okay. So we're leaving 87 at 60-inch, 77, 87 are at 62-inch. We also increase the length in intermediate. So intermediate is going from a 57 to a 58 and 65 and 55 flex.
And do we see that throughout the line here?
So we'll only see that in the Nexus Sync.
Okay.
The second, third, and fourth line, we're going to see them maintain a 60-inch for senior.
Well, let's start getting into this E5 Pro here. This is absolutely filled with high-end, true elite technologies. It would have been a top-of-the-line stick just a few years ago. So walk me through what makes this stick so special this year.
So this is a second price point stick. So this stick is going to weigh in at 390 grams at the second price point.
Awesome.
So the way we could do that is we have introducing a new spread toe carbon fiber. So essentially just like ACL 2.0, we adopt that into the second price point. It's not ACL 2.0, but the way that we can layer these carbon fiber weaves, it allows us to reduce weight, again, without reducing durability.
And then how about someone who is a huge Geo fan? you know, is this going to be a good option for them, especially when we talk about blade feel and overall playability?
So talk about the Geo, right? So blade core, we have a dual cell bridge core. So essentially what that is, Omni core brought down to the second price point.
Awesome.
So it's 2 fused density layers, fused with a carbon bridge. So if you love the Geo, bring that to the second price point, 390 grams, can't beat it.
And if you do want to go full hot rod, make sure you give the sink a shot too. But let's talk about this E4 stick. Again, just a ton of value here, but walk me through what type of player did you build this for, and you know, a couple of the key technologies that are geared to help them succeed on the ice.
So the biggest thing for us is value, right? So when we work with our R&D teams, we brief R&D every year, a product's going to bring to the marketplace. We spend just as much time on the Sync or the E5 Pro as we do with the E4 or the E3. So talk about a ton of value. We're introducing dual cell core, which is a dual cell, a dual density foam in the blade, wrapped in 15K carbon fiber. Super high in carbon fiber, lightweight. We added more carbon to this stick as well. So you know that more carbon equals more performance. And this stick is going to weigh in at 430 grams for the third price point.
That's awesome. I mean, that blade core alone is truly elite just a few years ago, and it's awesome to see it at this more mid-performance level price point. Now, rounding us out here with the E3, technically the entry-level price point in this Nexus line, but that doesn't mean it has entry-level technologies on it.
Absolutely.
Again, value, value, value. So walk me through a couple key standout features that we find here.
Yeah, so we use that at value. So when you have a fourth price point stick, we added more carbon to this stick as well.
Yeah.
Not only did we add more carbon, we also introduced ER spine to the fourth price point. We know that players love the ER spine for the Geo line. The fourth price point in the previous Nexus line did not have ER spine. So we want to bring that down, introduce it into the fourth price point. We talk about a blade core. This is cell core. It's a single density foam, so it's going to have a lot of forgiveness, a lot of feel. So again, we're talking about accepting passes, maybe someone that's getting hockey full time.
Right.
You're going to feel the puck easier on the blade. Also going to have a better experience.
That's awesome. Well, very, very exciting line this year. Can't wait to get back out there and start shooting this Sync. This thing is, I mean, and I would imagine throughout the entire line with that ER spine technology, all the new upgrades, it's just incredibly easy to load and with just a massive sweet spot. So once again, great job on another successful Nexus line this year.
Thank you so much.
And then for you at home that want to check out the entire line of Nexus 6 from Bauer Hockey, make sure you head over to icewarehouse.com.